Your 6 secrets to six-pack abs. Number 1, you have to lower your overall body fat level. Number 2, you have to exercise your abs effectively. Number 3, you have to do intense interval cardio. Number 4, you have to eat smaller meals more often. Number 5, you have to goal set. And number 6, you have to work on your social support. Now, let's go back up to the top. I was a little hesitant about naming this 6 secrets to six-pack abs. Everybody wants them. If we got to be honest, most of us have given up. It's not a secret. The things I'm going to talk about here are common sense, basic principles, but people are looking for secrets. So that's the reason why they don't do these 6 things that I'm going to talk about today. But I'm telling you, my experience of being passionate for the last 25 years of being as lean and fit and muscular as I possibly could be and athletic without ever taking drugs and being a drug-free for athlete, and working with over 500 people that have graduated from my Fat Loss Lifestyle 12-week body transformation program, I know these 6 things are what's going to make it work for you. Number 1, you have to lower your overall body fat level with a healthy fat loss lifestyle, sort of a synergy of everything that we're talking about today. Everyone has a really nice 6-pack abdominal wall already in there, but usually it's covered up by a very thick amount of body fat that makes that tummy look very smooth. So your abs are already in there. We can make them grow a little bit, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but you have to bring your overall body fat level down. For guys in the 8 to 9, 10% range, for gals in the 12 to 13% overall body fat percentage range, in order for you to start to see for the thickness of the skin and the fat to be less enough for you to actually see what you already have in there. Number 2, you have to exercise your abdominal wall effectively. Not too often, every other day is about right. And abdominal muscles are very similar to skeletal muscles like biceps and chest and triceps. They're just slightly different. They're made of different fibers, slightly, because they have to fire all day long and for postural reasons. You don't have to think about firing off your ab muscles to support your core. You have to think about firing off your biceps and your triceps. So they're slightly different, but they're more similar than different. For that reason, you have to let them rest after you work them effectively. The second thing that's very important when you exercise your abs is you have to go slower than you think and a smaller range of motion than you think. Okay? I'm going to get down on the floor here and I'm going to show you a lower abdominal exercise, and I want to show you about the tempo, and I want to show you the range of motion. So just grab something firm and a foundation, and let's say entry level, we're going to keep the knees bent, and we're going to slowly bring the knees up towards the elbows, about that tempo right there. Pause. Nice and slow. 3 seconds up. 3, 2, and 1. And 3 seconds down. 3, 2, and 1. So it's much slower than you think, and the range of motion is less than you think. You don't want to come all the way up because that takes it into the back and takes it off the abs, and you don't want to go all the way down and relax. So it's a smaller range of motion, and it's slower than you think. Now, if we're going to work our upper abs, instead of doing a full sit-up nice and quick, which is instinctively what people do because they think more is better, and that's not the case, is you want to go slower, again, in a smaller range of motion, and down. Smush that lower back flat. Shoulder blades just barely come up. 3 seconds, hold and squeeze, and 3 seconds down. So the moral of the story there is slower, smaller range of motion than you think. Also, you want to work the abdominal area from 3 different angles. You want to work the lowers with leg pull exercises. You want to work the uppers with chin coming down towards the fixed leg crunch type sit-up style exercises. And you want to work the obliques, internal and external obliques on the side with side bridges and exercises that focus right here on this side. Usually the order that's best is the lowers first, the side obliques second, and the uppers third. Now, albeit the 6-pack ab wall is a thin sheath that it inserts down at the pubic area and up here at the sternum, and when it shortens, it pulls your torso close to each other. So whenever you work it, you're going to work the entire thing, but when you change the exercises up, like the first one, you put a little more tension in the lower. The second exercise puts a little bit more tension on the uppers. And then I didn't show you a side oblique area exercise. The reason why is we have over 20 ab exercises in our Peak Mercola Fitness site where you can go get a plethora of exercises, but the main point is that you pick 2 exercises, you do 2 sets for lowers, you pick 2 exercises and you do 2 sets for sides, and pick 2 exercises and do 2 sets for uppers. I like to not do it in the same hour. because we got so much going on with our exercise fitness program, I love to do the first phase, the lowers, in the morning. I love to do the side obliques in the afternoon, and I like to do the uppers in the evening. Now, I know that's a little unique, but it's really nice because you only need 5 or 6 minutes in the morning, 5 or 6 minutes on your lunch break, 5 or 6 minutes in the evening. I like to spread it out that way. Seems like you have an ability to feel the focus and concentrate better versus doing them all at the same time during your regular resistance training session. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3, interval cardio. Intense bursts of 60 to 90 seconds of cardiovascular activity, aka sprints, on a treadmill. We've shot 2 videos on that. You can get tons of information online about how to do it, but the main thing is that the intensity of that cardio session has to be challenging to you. You got to increase the intensity of each challenge, and it's the best type of cardio to do for fat burning purposes. You need to do it first thing in the morning before you eat your first meal, because you're in the fat burning mode. It's been 12 to 14 hours since you've had starchy carbs from the day before, so you trick the body into going into the fat cells and burning fat for energy for that cardio session, and it gets done. Those are the 2 main reasons. Number 4 is food. You have to eat more unprocessed, natural food that rots versus packaged foods. That's obvious. Not junk food, but good quality fresh food. You have to eat small meals often with protein and carbs combined together. And here's the key. You have to cycle your starchy carbs into your diet on certain days, on days that you train intensely with weights in the middle of the day. Starchy carbs are what your body breaks down quickly into gasoline, glucose, which is the gasoline your muscles use. Oatmeals, brown rices, wild rices, yams, red potatoes, bananas, sweet potatoes, maybe a little bit of healthy whole grain bread, wheat pasta. Those are decent sources of starchy carbs that you need to cycle in 2 or 3 days a week when you're most active and when your resistance exercise routines are the most intense, in the middle of the day, not first meal, not last meal. There's a great overview of the proper food techniques that you could use to eat to gain muscle and lose fat. Number 5 is goal setting. Okay, goal setting is very important. You need to know what your end goal is. We need a short-term goal and a long-term goal, I believe, is really important. Short-term goal being about 6 weeks away, long-term goal maybe being 6 months to a year away. I have my clients draw up what's called a commitment sheet. It's a commitment to yourself and your family that you're going to reach your true potential through getting in a better fitness condition. And it would go something like this for you, for the average client out there. I, Jane Doe, I'm very excited about my new healthy fat loss program that I have put together with Dr. McCullough Darren. And on February 1st, 6 weeks into the future, when I retest my body composition and waistline measurement, I will have lost 12 pounds of fat. I will have gained 5 pounds of muscle. I will have lost 3 inches off the waistline at the navel. I will have lost 2 inches off my hips, so that I can, for the first time in my life, feel confident to be in my bathing suit in front of my husband, so that I can have enough confidence to start my own business, so that I can get off my blood pressure medication, so I can look good in my Sunday clothes, so I can have energy and lead my family by example. Now, the key here is you have to put your emotional reasons why it's important for you to reach your goals. Okay, so it's the why to the what. We've talked about this before, but you got to do it. All right, so the preciseness is important. The precise date, the precise pounds of fat loss and muscle gain, and the precise emotional elements. Don't just say you want to feel good. Say it right before you go to bed at night, right when you wake up in the morning. It is powerful stuff, as long as you get doing it. 6th and last thing is social support. You will turn into, you hang around. What else can I say? Pick friends or pick new acquaintances that are fitness conscious, and it will be so much easier for you to do the things that you need to do and live your fat loss lifestyle. If people that you love are not supporting you, you got to announce it to them, you got to talk to them. We do have several tactics that you can embrace to help you with your social support. So there you go, 6 secrets, or not so much secrets, to your 6-pack abs. You can do it.